Did you know that Lilith predates the concept of Satan in ancient mythology? Long before Lucifer became the embodiment of evil, Lilith was already a figure of fascination and fear, whispered about in shadowy corners of Mesopotamian temples. Her story spans millennia, weaving through cultures and religions, evolving from a wind spirit to a seductress of unparalleled allure. What made her so terrifying and yet so irresistible? Lilith is often overshadowed by more familiar names like Lucifer or Satan in demonology. Yet her story is far richer, darker, and more complex than many realize. She is not just another demon. She is a queen of seduction, rebellion, and mystery, qualities that make her uniquely compelling. To truly understand her, we must peel back the layers of myth and history to uncover who she really was, and why she remains such an enduring symbol of temptation. The problem with understanding Lilith lies in the misconceptions surrounding her. Many people think of her as merely a footnote in biblical texts, a name mentioned briefly in passing, or as a simple demonic entity designed to frighten children. This shallow interpretation reduces her to a caricature rather than recognizing her depth. Unlike Satan, whose role is straightforwardly malevolent, Lilith's allure stems from her duality. She is both dangerous and desirable, powerful and tragic. To truly understand her, we must delve into her origins, tracing her roots back to ancient Mesopotamia. Lilith's origins trace back thousands of years to ancient Mesopotamia, where she first appeared in Sumerian mythology as a winged spirit. Associated with wind and storms, her name itself means night monster or screech owl, evoking images of nocturnal predators and eerie sounds in the dark. Over time, her legend evolved across cultures. In Jewish folklore, she became infamous as Adam's first wife, created at the same time and from the same earth as him. But their union ended bitterly when Lilith refused to submit to Adam's authority, declaring herself his equal. Banished from Eden for her defiance, she transformed into a figure of chaos, haunting humanity as a succubus who preyed on men and children. Despite this ominous reputation, there is something undeniably captivating about her refusal to conform. A woman who chose exile over submission. The most striking aspect of Lilith's story is her rebellion against patriarchal structures. While Satan represents disobedience against God, Lilith embodies resistance against societal norms and gender roles. She rejected subservience, choosing instead to carve out her own path, even if it meant becoming an outcast. This act of defiance gave rise to her seductive power. Unlike Satan, whose appeal lies in promises of forbidden knowledge, Lilith seduces through freedom, the intoxicating idea of breaking free from constraints. Her beauty is not just physical but symbolic, representing liberation, autonomy, and raw passion. It's no wonder she has been feared throughout history. She challenges the very foundations of order and control. Why does Lilith keep reappearing in literature, art, and even modern pop culture? Is it her timeless allure, or does she represent something deeper within the human psyche? As we continue our journey into Lilith's enigmatic world, let's explore how her image has evolved over centuries, from ancient clay tablets to contemporary novels and films. Lilith has remained a constant presence, a testament to her enduring mystique. One challenge in studying Lilith is navigating the myriad interpretations of her character. Depending on the cultural lens, she can be seen as a villainous temptress, a feminist icon, or even a misunderstood anti-hero. For example, early Jewish texts portray her as a child-snatching demoness, while later feminist readings celebrate her as a symbol of female empowerment. These conflicting narratives raise an important question. How did one figure come to embody such contrasting identities? Lilith's journey through history begins with her roots in Mesopotamian myths, where she, served as a protective deity turned malevolent force. By the time her story reached Jewish tradition, she had become a cautionary tale, a warning to women who dared challenge patriarchal authority. However, during the Renaissance, artists began romanticizing her image, depicting her as a beautiful, mysterious woman surrounded by darkness. Fast forward to today, and Lilith appears in everything from Neil Gaiman's Sandman comics to TV shows like Supernatural. Each iteration adds new dimensions to her character, blending ancient lore with modern sensibilities. Whether she's portrayed as a seductress, a mother figure, or a harbinger of doom, Lilith retains her core essence, independence and power. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of Lilith's evolution is her resurgence as a feminist symbol. In recent decades, writers and scholars have reclaimed her narrative, celebrating her refusal to conform to societal expectations. She represents the struggle for equality and self-determination, inspiring countless women to embrace their inner strength. At the same time, her darker traits remind us that true freedom often comes at a cost, a theme explored in works like Toni Morrison's Beloved, which draws parallels between Lilith and its protagonist. This duality keeps her relevant, allowing her to resonate with audiences across generations. But what makes Lilith truly stand out among demons is her seductive nature. Unlike Satan, whose primary weapon is deception, Lilith uses charm, allure, and the promise of liberation to ensnare her victims. In medieval lore, she was depicted as a succubus who visited men in their dreams, draining their life force through intimacy. Yet these tales are not merely warnings. They also reveal humanity's deep-seated fears and desires. Lilith taps into primal instincts, embodying both the ecstasy and danger of unchecked passion. Her seduction is not just physical, but psychological, playing on insecurities, ambitions, and hidden yearnings. In occult practices, Lilith's seductive qualities have been embraced rather than feared. She is invoked in rituals seeking empowerment, creativity, and transformation. Modern practitioners see her as a guide to unlocking one's potential, urging individuals to shed societal constraints and embrace their authentic selves. Her association with the night and shadows aligns her with introspection and the subconscious, making her a powerful ally for those exploring the depths of their psyche. Through this lens, Lilith becomes less a demon and more a catalyst for personal growth, a paradoxical figure who destroys to rebuild. Her psychological impact on humanity cannot be overstated. Lilith embodies the tension between light and darkness, order and chaos, conformity and rebellion. She forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves and society, challenging us to question established hierarchies and beliefs. In doing so, she serves as a mirror, reflecting both our fears and aspirations. Her presence in dreams, myths, and cultural narratives underscores her role as an archetypal figure, one who continues to shape our collective unconscious. As we unravel the mystique of Lilith, it becomes clear why she is considered more seductive than Satan himself. While Satan operates within a framework of good versus evil, Lilith transcends these binaries. She is neither wholly wicked nor entirely virtuous. She exists in the gray areas, embodying contradictions that defy easy categorization. Her story reminds us that true power lies not in domination, but in complexity, in the ability to inspire both fear and admiration, revulsion and desire. Lilith's legacy endures because she speaks to universal themes: the quest for identity, the struggle for autonomy, and the pursuit of freedom. Her journey from ancient myths to modern interpretations reflects humanity's evolving relationship with these concepts. Whether viewed as a demon, a goddess, or a symbol of resistance, Lilith remains a testament to the enduring allure of the unknown. She invites us to embrace the shadows within ourselves, to find beauty in imperfection, and to seek liberation in defiance. Let us now delve deeper into the specifics of her mythology. In Mesopotamian texts, Lilith was originally known as Lilitu, a class of female demons associated with the night and storms. These creatures were believed to inhabit desolate places, preying on travelers and newborns. They were often depicted as winged beings with talons, embodying the untamed forces of nature. Over time, her image merged with other mythological figures, such as the Babylonian Lamashtu and the Hebrew Lilith, solidifying her reputation as a harbinger of chaos. When Judaism adopted her story, Lilith underwent a significant transformation. According to some interpretations of the Talmud and the Zohar, she was Adam's first wife, created equally from the earth. When Adam demanded her submission, she invoked the sacred name of God and fled Eden. In her absence, Eve was created from Adam's rib, a subordinate being designed to comply with his wishes. Meanwhile, Lilith wandered the earth, consorting with demons and giving birth to hundreds of Lilim, or spirits of the night. She became a figure of terror, blamed for infant mortality, infertility, and marital strife. Yet even in this darker iteration, Lilith retained elements of her original power. She was not merely a passive victim of patriarchy, she actively resisted it. Her refusal to bow to Adam's authority made her a symbol of independence, albeit at great personal cost. Exiled from paradise, she forged her own destiny, becoming a ruler of the underworld and a consort of dark forces. This duality, her simultaneous roles as destroyer and creator, seductress and liberator, has fascinated storytellers for centuries. During the Middle Ages, Lilith's legend took on a more sinister tone. Christian theologians associated her with witchcraft and demonic possession, portraying her as a servant of Satan. Artists depicted her as a voluptuous woman with serpentine features, emphasizing her connection to temptation and sin. Yet even in these portrayals, there is an undeniable magnetism to her character. She is not a mere pawn of evil, but a force unto herself, wielding her sexuality as a weapon of liberation. In the 19th and 20th centuries, Lilith experienced a cultural renaissance. Poets, painters, and playwrights began to reimagine her as a tragic heroine rather than a villain. Works like Dante Gabriel Rossetti's painting Lady Lilith and Robert Browning's poem Adam, Lilith and Eve recast her as a figure of beauty and defiance. Feminist movements of the 20th century further embraced her as a symbol of resistance against patriarchal oppression. Magazines like Muse featured articles celebrating her as a proto-feminist icon, while musicians like Sarah McLachlan wrote songs inspired by her story. Today, Lilith continues to captivate audiences across diverse mediums. In Neil Gaiman's Sandman series, she appears as a complex character torn between her demonic nature and her lingering affection for humanity. In the TV show Supernatural, she is portrayed as the mother of all monsters, a primordial force older than creation itself. Even in video games like Castlevania and Bayonetta, Lilith serves as a recurring antagonist, embodying themes of seduction and chaos. What makes Lilith so compelling is her adaptability. She can be interpreted in countless ways depending on the cultural context. To some, she is a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition. To others, she's a beacon of hope, reminding us that freedom often requires sacrifice. Regardless of how she is perceived, one thing is certain: Lilith will never be forgotten. Her influence extends beyond mythology and entertainment. In psychology, Lilith represents the shadow self, the part of us that resists conformity and seeks authenticity. Carl Jung, the founder of analytical psychology, might have described her as an archetype of the anima, embodying the feminine aspects of the unconscious mind. By confronting Lilith, we confront our deepest fears and desires, gaining insight into who we truly are. In occult traditions, Lilith is revered as a goddess of transformation. Practitioners of witchcraft invoke her during rituals to release pent-up emotions, break free from toxic relationships, or awaken latent creativity. Her energy is said to be fierce, yet nurturing, guiding individuals towards self-discovery and empowerment. Some believe that working with Lilith requires courage and humility, as she demands honesty and vulnerability from those who seek her aid. Despite her fearsome reputation, Lilith is not inherently evil. Like any mythological figure, she reflects the values and anxieties of the societies that created her. In ancient times, she represented the dangers of female autonomy, a threat to patriarchal order. Today, she stands as a reminder of the importance of embracing our individuality, even if it means challenging societal norms. Ultimately, Lilith's story is one of resilience and reinvention. She has survived for millennia, adapting to changing and cultural landscapes while retaining her core essence. Whether viewed as a demon, a goddess, or a metaphor for personal growth, she remains a powerful symbol of the human condition. Her journey mirrors our own struggles for identity, autonomy, and meaning in a chaotic world. So what do you think makes Lilith so fascinating? Is it her defiance of authority, her seductive allure, or her timeless relevance? Whatever your perspective, there is no denying that she occupies a unique place in the pantheon of mythological figures. She is more than just a demon. She is a muse, an eternal reminder that the most compelling stories are those that challenge us to look beyond the surface and embrace the complexities of existence. If you enjoyed this exploration of Lilith, consider sharing your thoughts in the comments below. What aspect of her story resonates with you the most? Do you see her as a villain, a hero, or something in between? Engage with others who share your interest in mythology and discover new insights into this enigmatic figure. For those eager to learn more, don't miss our next installment, where we'll delve into other legendary demons and goddesses who shaped the world of mythology. From the seductive sirens of Greek lore to the vengeful Kali of Hindu tradition, these stories continue to captivate us with their timeless wisdom and enduring appeal. Until then, may Lilith's spirit guide you towards self-discovery and liberation. Embrace the shadows within yourself, and remember, sometimes the greatest power lies in defying the status quo.